How to use detective thinking to battle with your partner, and always take the initiative in the relationship. This quote might remind you of a movie, and it's the unforgettable Gone Girl. The story begins on a very ordinary morning. Nick is a little lost in thought after taking out the trash. Nick is tired of his life, but then he has to go back to his room and face his wife. After breakfast, Nick wandered around as he always did. Then he went to the bar he owned with his sister, even though it was his and his wife's anniversary. Nick didn't want to go back. While the two of them were having a conversation about marriage, Nick got a call from a neighbor. "Your cat got out of the house. He was screaming." Nick rushed home. Nick soon realized something was wrong. His wife, Amy, who had been at home, was nowhere to be found. Every corner of the house was strangely quiet. The coffee table in the living room had been overturned. It was as if someone had broken in. The police were called. Detective Inspector Bonnie arrived at the scene. He made a thorough inspection of all the rooms, except for a few drops of blood in the kitchen. There was nothing unusual about the rest of the house except for a few drops of blood in the kitchen. Coincidentally, Bonnie realized that Amy was her idol. Turns out Amy's parents were a couple of famous authors. They wrote a best-selling novel based on their daughter, a novel that made Amy a household name. So they took Nick to the police station for a statement. But the rest of the interview was a shock. Nick said he was a college teacher before he lost his job. His wife was a stay-at-home mom. Maybe he was too busy working. He didn't know his wife's habits. He didn't know what she did in her spare time. Seeing that there was no information to be gained, Bonnie said there's been a lot of trouble around here lately. He thought Amy might have been kidnapped. After the police reminded Nick remembered to tell his parents, because Amy has a certain degree of popularity. So the police decided to hold a press conference. Nick and his in-laws were interviewed. They hoped that people could provide information about Amy's disappearance. Later that night, the bloodstains in the cupboard were confirmed. Forensics suspected that there was extensive bloodstaining in the kitchen. It takes time to do a fluorescent blood test. And in the meantime, Xiao Qiang made a new discovery, whether it's the house or the car, including credit cards and a series of life bills. Even the bar, run by Nick, all under Amy's name. But Bonnie didn't give it a second thought. She turned around and found the first letter Amy left them. And then Bonnie took it to Nick, asked him to solve the mystery of the letter. The letter led to Nick's office. As soon as he walked in the door, Nick found the second letter on his keyboard, and the second letter mentioned the brownstone. Nick said he didn't have a clue, but what he didn't realize was, just after he and Bonnie parted ways, Nick drove to his hometown and found the third letter on his desk. And before it was even warmed up, Bonnie arrived at the scene. But this time, Nick didn't give the letter to Bonnie. He hid the letter. He said he was only here for routine cleaning. Bonnie couldn't say anything. He could only watch him leave.